This is exactly what they deserve. The NCAA, that doofus selection committee, ESPN, whoever the hell set these matchups for the first round of the college football playoffs, these ratings are exactly what they deserve. They literally did this to themselves. Speaking of ratings, I was impressed with how quickly ratings were made available for the first round of the college football playoffs. Ratings for the first round, they were released last night. Now, what is that? About 3 days, 72 hours? For reasons unknown, it takes weeks, sometimes even months, to get ratings for the pretend basketball games in the WNBA dump. Hell, in some cases, especially when the games are involving Angel Reese, the so-called star who has more nicknames than wins. With games involving the me-bound Barbie, we might never see those ratings released. There's always some excuse as to why they're not available. Hey fans, it's me, Angel Reese. I'm sorry ratings are unavailable for my exciting matchup last month with the Dallas Wankers. We gave the paperwork to the store to deliver, but while en route, that damn bird accidentally dropped the ratings instead of dropping a turd on your windshield. Oopsie! By some miracle, the Stork was able to successfully deliver ratings for the college football playoffs, and we had them within 72 hours. Unsurprisingly, they were atrocious. I know some people want to see these mid-major programs in the playoffs. I know some people value fairness, equity. They want to see everyone given an opportunity. The problem with equity, it's bad business. And that's what college football is. This is a business. It's a television product. With TV or with anything in entertainment, you have one goal: draw the largest audience possible. When Dana White is putting together events in the UFC, he's not booking Kung Fu versus Jiu-Jitsu in the main event. Why? Because no one wants to watch it. Dana White isn't booking cards to attract MMA purists. They're going to watch either way. He's going to put Conor McGregor in the main event because Conor McGregor attracts a mainstream audience. Same thing in the WWE. Vince McMahon wasn't putting Dean Malenko in the main event. It pissed off grown men who picked their boogers. It pissed off overgrown children with beards. This is so unfair. They refuse to push Dean Malenko. Have you seen his work rate? Wowzer! He's the man of 1,000 holds. Yeah, he's also the man who puts thousands of people to sleep when he's pretending to fight. I remember 10, maybe 15 years ago, CM Punk and the lonely men who idolize him, they were pissed off because he was overlooked for the main event of WrestleMania. This is outrageous! CM Punk is a huge star! CM Punk might be a big star with the wanker spankers who still watch wrestling, but he is not generating interest with the millions of people who don't, which is why Vince McMahon put John Cena and The Rock in the main event. It's also why 1.3 million people bought the pay-per-view instead of the usual 7, 8, 900,000. When it comes to big events, major events like the college football playoffs, you put your biggest stars, or in this case, your major programs, you put them on the card because that's who people want to see. If you don't give people what they want, they're not going to watch, which is exactly what millions of people did last weekend. They refused to watch. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. My uncle called me last month. He is a military veteran, served in the Gulf War in the early 90s. As he has gotten older, my uncle's been dealing with various health-related problems. Doctors had him on pain management. They had him taking all this medication just to get him to sleep at night, most of which wasn't working. Once the meds wore off, he was tossing and turning all night. Plus, he was building up a tolerance. Last month, my aunt bought him some CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading. She wanted him to try it out just to see if it would work. He applies the CBD lotion every night before bed. My uncle is getting the best sleep that he's gotten in years. He doesn't even take the pain medication anymore because he doesn't need it. Recently, I gave some of the CBD lotion to my dad to try out. He has been installing and repairing sprinkler systems my entire life, so he's developed pain in his knees. Hates taking pills, so I gave him some of the CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain to try. His knees are now pain-free, even at 74 years old. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. They have increased their discount code for the holidays, so click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use promo code BTL35, BTL35. Receive 35% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Unsurprisingly, the two matchups last weekend that featured teams people actually wanted to see drew the largest audience. Alabama-Oklahoma on Friday night, 15 million viewers. Miami, Texas A&M on Saturday morning, and I will talk more about that here in just a second. This was I believe, another monumental mistake that ESPN made last weekend, putting the biggest game of the day on at 11 o'clock in the morning. Miami, Texas A&M, 14.8 million viewers. Both games outperformed every game in the first round last year. Ole Miss, Tulane, which was given somewhat prime real estate at 2:30 in the afternoon. The reason I say somewhat is because the game was broadcast on TNT. Ole Miss, Tulane, 6.2 million viewers, down 6% compared to last year. Oregon and Jamie Madison, which was somehow the primetime matchup on Saturday night. This game wouldn't be given a primetime slot in the middle of September. But last weekend, TNT decided that Oregon and Jamie Madison were must-see TV. Unfortunately, America told this exciting matchup to get off my TV. 4.4 million viewers in prime time, down 51% compared to last year. Overall, the first round averaged just under 10 million viewers, down 7%. Now, I know what some of you are already typing in the comments. Uncle KC, they scheduled the games this way because the NFL was broadcasting games in the afternoon in prime time. They were afraid to compete. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of that excuse. I'm tired of the NBA, Major League Baseball. I'm tired of college football allowing the NFL to put their supersized boot directly in their ass. It's the reason the NFL keeps taking more and more real estate on television. All these other leagues refuse to compete. And the thing is, you are competing with the NFL either way. Why not put your best matchup? Why would you not put Alabama, Oklahoma against Eagles, Commanders? The Commanders are dog shit. They're unwatchable. Their quarterback last weekend was Josh Johnson. He was drafted when I was still in college. I didn't know Josh Johnson was still in the damn league. Would Alabama, Oklahoma have beaten the NFL? Would they have beaten Eagles, Commanders? Probably not, but we'll never know because they were afraid to compete. You know, if it were up to Roger Goodell, the NFL would dominate Friday and Saturday nights. Hell, if it were up to this greedy bastard, the NFL would be on television 7 days a week. College football is not the reason NFL games aren't on TV all weekend throughout the season. They have proven countless times they're afraid to compete. The networks damn sure aren't the reason. The NFL is the only program on TV that consistently delivers 20 million viewers. If Uncle Roger told NBC to cancel the Today Show and put Browns Bengals on at 8 o'clock in the morning, Al Roker would be doing the local weather at LGBT in gay Georgia. I didn't know this until last weekend. The only thing stopping the NFL from completely overshadowing college football, the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961, which is one of very few things that the federal government has actually gotten right. Credit to JFK and whichever congressman wrote the legislation. Credit to them for having the foresight. Credit to them for having the vision to stop the NFL from completely taking over television. Back in the 1960s, the NFL was nowhere near as powerful as it is today, which is probably why the legislation was able to pass. The first Super Bowl wasn't played until 1967. What the Sports Broadcasting Act does, it prevents the NFL from broadcasting on Friday and Saturday nights from the second week of September until the second week of December. Basically, it prevents the NFL from broadcasting during high school and college football season. Over the years, there have been exceptions made. For example, the NFL is allowed to broadcast the Friday after Thanksgiving. But for the most part, this law prevents the NFL from decimating college football. If this law didn't exist, the NFL would be even more watered down than it already is. If this law didn't exist, there would be no need for NFL Red Zone. There would be so many games on Friday and Saturday. By the time we got to Sunday, most teams in the league would have already played. This law essentially protects the NFL from its own greed. If you're a fan of one of these mid-major teams, I hope you really enjoyed last weekend. I hope you enjoyed the temporary illusion that you had a chance to compete for a national title. Because going forward, you are never going to see this again. This will not happen again. You're not going to see Notre Dame excluded, so Jamie Madison can get their ass kicked in prime time. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.